Lesson 2-9, Multiplicative Comparison Number Stories. Your focus for this lesson is for you to be able to compare additive and multiplicative situations, for you to review the meaning of multiplicative comparisons, to use models to solve comparison number stories, and for you to be able to solve comparison number stories and write equations representing the comparisons. Let's start first with our mental math and fluency warm-up. 5 times 4, 20. 7 times 3, 21. 9 times 4, 36. Hopefully you were able to answer those questions as quickly as I was. If not, be sure to be taking home those multiplication triangles to practice them so you can get more automatic with your answers for those type of problems. I want you to be prepared to explain how the problems differ from each other. Look at the word different. It means how are they different from each other? So here is problem A. Linda sold 9 bookmarks. Paul sold 8 more than Linda. How many did Paul sell? And now let's figure out that answer. So if Linda sold 9 bookmarks and Paul sold 8 more, how many did Paul sell in all then? Well, 9 plus 8 is 17. Let's look at problem B. Linda sold 9 bookmarks. Paul sold 8 times as many. How many did Paul sell now? Well, if Linda sold 9 bookmarks and Paul sold 8 times as many, I know I am now multiplying. So how many did Paul sell in all? 9 times 8 is 72. So problem A, let's look at this together. Again, Linda sold 9 bookmarks. We could have written the word or name Linda down equals 9. Paul sold 8 more than Linda. So we had to put down Linda's 9 and add 8 to it for a total of 17. Again, in problem B, we could have labeled it more clearly. Linda equals 9 bookmarks, and since Paul sold 8 times as many as Linda, we would take 8 times the 9 to get to the 72 bookmarks. During the summer, Darren read 5 times as many books as Julie, and Julie read 8 books. So how many books did Darren read? Well, let's take a look at this. Julie read 8 books. We know that. And Darren read 5 times as many. So hopefully you're realizing that we need to multiply by 5. But look at this. They put Darren down as 8 5 times. You can do repeated addition to figure out your answer if multiplication is a struggle for you. So 8 5 times or 8 times 5 is not going to affect your answer. They are both going to be the same. 8 times 5 equals 40. These directions read, use a diagram or drawing to show the relationship between quantities. If needed, write an equation with an unknown, so an unknown can be any letter of the alphabet, to represent and solve the number story. It takes 3 hours to fly from Chicago to Alberta, Canada. It takes 4 times that amount to fly from Chicago to Buenos Aires, Argentina. How many hours does it take to fly to Buenos Aires? What we can do from that is we can write the equation 4, because 4 times the original 3 equals h. That's our unknown. We want to know how many hours does it take to fly to Buenos Aires. So for the hours, I decided I'll just write h in place of it. What's my answer? Well, 4 times 3 equals 12. All right, you're going to go to page 55 in your math journal. And there is where it's telling you to use a diagram or drawing to show the relationship between quantities, if needed, and then write an equation with an unknown to represent and solve each number story. So this is the problem that we just did on the other page. I want you to look at number 2. And it says, Shar used her chalk to draw a line that was 6 feet long. Diego's line was 36 feet long. Diego's line was how many times as long as Shar? Well, if we look at that, we know that Diego's line was 36 feet. So that's our answer of this equation, 36. And we also know that Shar's line was 6 feet long. And they want to know how much longer is Diego's than Shar's. So I'm just going to make that a D for Diego. So what I'm looking for is 6 times what equals 36? Well, I know my multiplication facts, and I know that 6 times 6 is 36. So it is 6 times as long. Let's look again at this comparison statement. Again, you should be on Math Journal, page 55. So go ahead and stop the tape if you need to and get out page 55 so you can do this first one with me and you can do the last 2 on your own. Pause it now if you need to. So now the simple comparison statements are, something is 4 times as many as 7. Well, my equation would simply be 4 times 7 equals 28. What diagram could I draw for that? Well, I could draw that originally I had 7. And now to multiply 4 by 7, I could just draw the number 7. And sorry for not being able to do this very neatly. I could draw 7 4 times. And now 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, if I add it, is 28. Go ahead and do B and C looking at A and the wording to be able to do comparison statements, to come up with the equation in problem C, and to be able to draw the diagram for letter B. Stop the tape now, do that page, and then come up to me when you are done so I can look at it. Sorry this is taking a little while for it to get to the answer page, but I don't want you going on that. I want you coming to me instead so that you and I can discuss what you have done. How much more? This is a game that we should hopefully have played on Monday, where we talk about doing this on the record sheet, seeing if you're able to determine whether number stories invoke additive or multiplicative comparisons, and then to see if you can record appropriate addition and multiplication equations on their how much more record sheet. So with your partner during game time, hopefully you picked an additive comparison number story and a multiplicative comparison number story to solve with each other. If you need help, on page 252, there is a game called Buzz and Biz Buzz, which is great practice naming multiples. Number 1, I want you to get out your math journal, page 56. This is where you're going to be answering this question. So pause the tape now and get out your math journal and turn it to page 56. For a question such as this, it says, the number 24 has how many factors? Well, rather than guess, I would set up my problem like this. That's my answer, 24. And factors is plural, so I know it's going to take two numbers to equal that 24 through multiplication. Well, 1 times 24 is 24, and now I just keep counting up. 2 times something. Is 2 times something 24? Well, I hope you realize that this is an even number, so yes, 2 times something has to be 24. So 2 times 12 is 24. Is 3 times something 24? Well, yes, 3 times 8 is 24. Is 4 times anything 24? Well, yes, 4 times 6 is 24. Is 5 times anything 24? No. And I'm back up to the number 6, so I know I have them all. So this tells me that there's 2, 4, 6, 8 factors for the number 24. So again, please finish the rest of the problems on page 56. Then go to the answer key and correct those problems. If you have any wrong, please come back to me and see me so that I can get you in the right direction so you know how to do it. The last thing you're going to do, and hopefully you had paused the recording and now are back with me. If not, pause it now to go do page 56 and then start it up again when you complete it. You're going to need to get Math Masters page 77. You're going to be solving multiplicative comparison number stories. And this is the first one on that page. So again, if you need to go get it, pause it and go get it and turn it back on when you're ready to read along with me. It reads, make a diagram or drawing and write an equation to represent the situation. Then find the answer. Judith collected 9 marbles. Swen had 6 times as many. How many marbles does Swen have? All right, hopefully by now you're knowing, well, if Judith collected 9 marbles and Swen has 6 times as many, that you're multiplying 9 times 6 equals, and because it's Swen, I'm going to make my variable an S. So what is 9 times 6? 54. So how many marbles does Swen has? He has 54. Again, this is page home link 29, page 77. Come back and get it and make sure you do all the problems on that page and then bring it back and show it to me so that I can correct it, so that I can show you if you get anything wrong, what it is you need to do to make it right. Now you're looking at additive comparison number stories. And for this, you are going to need to come get Math Masters page 75, or look on the back side of your other sheet. And it says, additive comparison number stories. Read the problem and place the numbers and the unknown into the diagram. Circle the number sentence that matches the problem and find the answer. So, Quinn had 19 books, more than Barbara. Barbara has 32 books. How many books does Quinn have? You should have realized that C is the way you would set it up, 32 plus 19. We don't know what the total is, so that's going to be B. And then part was 32 and part was 19. And that's how you're going to fill this page in. So please finish this page and page 76. Turn it into me and let me correct it, and I will show you what you did right. Or if you did get something wrong, I can help you correct that, and then you will be done with lesson 2-9. Thank you.